Welcome back. My name is Kura and this is Smart Money. I'm in studio with the permanent fixture, Mr. Warren Ingram. And if you've just tuned in today, we're talking about personal financial planning. Joining the discussion is Mduduzi Luthuli. He's a wealth manager from the Inkunzi Wealth Group. Welcome to you, boss.
No, how are you? Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, I came to one of your presentations on one of your client evenings and I was blown away. And I said, this is a young man who's preaching the gospel. Let us herd our financial resources together and attend to them with the love of a farmer looking after his cattle.
Okay.
I have these visions of in the kraal, we're just building wealth. I have contingent liabilities on my balance sheet. I've got 2 boys. One day I'm going to send some cows away. But between getting the cows now and paying the cows later, how do I put together a financial plan?
You know, I think when it comes to financial planning, where we turn to fail short is it's a dull subject because we fail to understand that a financial plan is not just a piece of paper, but it's a relationship between 2 people. For me, for a long time, my job was exactly that, and it only became a profession when I went through an unfortunate event of losing a client, having a client pass away. Then I actually realized that that financial proposal isn't just a piece of paper, but it's a promise I made to him and his family. So for me, when it comes to beginning the financial planning process, most people will start with step 1 of the six-step plan, which is data gathering. But I always feel, how can you start gathering data when you haven't taken the opportunity to understand who the person is? And what I mean by that is, you need to make it a point as a wealth manager to understand, what is this person's relationship with money? What were they taught at home about money? Have they had any financial successes or even the opposite, and what have they learned from that? You know, people come to me a lot and they say, I want to save. They don't even have an objective of why they're saving. So for me, I'd ask them simple questions to say, what is a dream, a financial dream of yours that you think you might never achieve, as an example? And let's work towards something like that, because then it gives them motive, it makes it real. Rather than saying to someone, well, let's work towards making sure you have an income post-retirement, find out what sort of retirement this person wants to live.
I'm confused. Both you guys are financial planners. And in my head, the image I have of a financial planner is an old, tired,
grey
fella.
Slightly overweight.
but here you are, young and vibrant. Is the game changing? Are you able to articulate the views and provide wisdom to a market that's getting younger and younger, let's say, while we're expecting this great wisdom that we expected from the older guys?
I mean, I think the industry is right in the middle of a change. So I think if we go to a financial planning event and we're sitting there with our peers, they probably are those grey old folks. But what you're finding is there's this constant influx now of really well-educated, from a financial planning point of view, well-trained professionals that are coming into the industry, and it's starting to rapidly change the face of the industry. And I think certainly, you know, the people that are sort of 25 to 30 now, I mean, it's difficult even at 40 to talk to millennials. So at least there are the 25, 30-year-olds that are there now.
Them, man.
Yeah,
don't talk to
I still write full sentences, so that's, you know, we don't connect. But I think it's happening, and I think it's also interesting how technology is playing a role in all of this. But definitely, I mean, I think the industry is right and ready to chat to people that are coming into the employment market now. So people that are watching the show, they're not just going to talk to someone that's old and grey.
Sure.
There'll be more.
So, do I need $1 million to have a financial plan and a financial consultant?
You don't need $1 million. You just
$1.5 million? $1.2 million?
No, I think you just need to conduct yourself in the way that a millionaire conducts themselves. A millionaire conducts themselves, and all I mean by that is take yourself seriously. You know, you're never going to get to the $1 million if you don't have a plan. You know, if your plan is winning the lotto, sorry, you don't have a plan. And you got to put it down on paper. Otherwise, it's just pie in the sky. We've got to sit down, find out what's important to you. What are we trying to create? You know, you talked about how the industry is changing. I think one of the best things that is coming up is RDR, because it really forces people in my occupation to start showing value. Now I need to
What is RDR?
So RDR is just something that the FSB is introducing, and basically it's saying, when I sit with a client, I sell them a policy, I get commission, it's an investment, I get an upfront fee, but that ongoing fee, that ongoing payment that the client pays me what is that for? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to professionalize the industry. So similarly, like you have in the medical field or the law field, we're now saying that as financial advisors, we need to conduct ourselves as professionals. It's fine for me to sit with you and say, look, I'm going to charge you 5,000 Rand an hour, as an example. That might seem ridiculous, but I must justify what is the value of that. Because is it ridiculous for me to charge you 5,000 Rand an hour, or is it ridiculous for me to charge you 500 Rand per year for the next 20 years, but we have no existing relationship? So it's trying to formalize that and saying, set your own fees, but show the value. What value are you bringing to the client? You've
both used the word relationship, and you've spoken about our relationship with money in previous shows. There's that, you know, you touch me on my studio when you touch me on my money. You touch me on my ego, and I worry a lot, and every parent worries a lot. Am I going to be able to provide? So I have this conversation of fear in my head that doesn't make me want to come and be naked in front of Warren. No, I don't ever want to be naked in front of you, by the way.
Thank goodness, yeah.
But how do we overcome those fears that are in our head to put out the story and actually reasonably and objectively discuss it?
So everybody feels inadequate when it comes to the money conversation. So I can't tell you how many times people, you sit down across the table from somebody and they go, you've probably never seen this before, I'm probably really disorganized, I probably look like a disaster, all your other clients are probably really organized. Actually, 99% of people are really disorganized. Really, their stuff looks like a disaster. That's why they have to go through a planning process. And I think the one thing there is, the fear doesn't help you at all in a situation like this. It's literally a case of take the first step. Just do one action every day, and just don't be afraid. Just do it. Everybody is in a bit of a mess. That doesn't mean that you can just stay in a mess. I mean, I think always, we don't really want to sell fear on the show. But at the same time, if you want to be one of the 5 out of every 100 that's going to make it, that's going to succeed, then you've got to do something different to everybody else. And that means just overcome the fear and take the first step and just develop some kind of a plan.
First step. Let's do it together. On the other side of this break, we're going to go through the 6 steps of financial planning and get you to commit to just one. I'll see you on the other side of this.